Hi, this is a video which goes step by step through creating and installing a Salesforce second generation managed package. It's intended for beginners, and the detailed steps are available in this blog post. The link is in the description below this video. So the benefit primarily of 2GP is that it enables source-driven development and CI/CD. So both modern software development techniques that we want to use when we're building apps and packages for Salesforce. So first, we're going to set up our development environment. We go to our production org and we need to enable DevHub. So to do that, we go to Setup and look for DevHub. And then you'll see this section for enabling DevHub. You need to click that on. You can see I've already done that. So that's the first step so that we can manage our scratch orgs and namespaces. Next, we are going to set up a namespace org where we'll register the namespace. To do that, we want to have a developer edition org, and we sign up for that here. Link is in the blog post, but basically this is a free org that we can use to register the namespace. So once you filled out the form, you'll get a link and you can log in. The developer edition org will look like this, and we go into setup again in this org to register our namespace. So we'll search for package manager. And here you can see there's a section where you can enter a namespace. I've already done this. You'll click edit and enter yours, but the name of the namespace we'll be using is SyncKarma 102. Okay, so once that's done, then the last step is you need to link this namespace from this developer edition org back to your DevHub. So to do that, we'll go back to our production org, and there's an app called Namespace Registries where you do that sort of thing. So here it is, and you can see I've already registered mine, but the process is simple. You just click on link namespace. You're going to now log into your developer edition org that you just created where you registered the namespace. It's going to ask you for permission. You'll do that, and see, I'm going to get an error because I've already done this. But in your case, the namespace will now be registered, and you'll have everything you need to start doing development. So now we're heading over to Visual Studio Code, and there is a link in the companion blog post which will take you to a tutorial that shows in detail how to set up VS Code for Salesforce development. I'm assuming that's done, and we're going to start off by creating a project using SFDX create project command. We're going to just make a standard project, and we're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it SyncKarma 102.2 after our namespace, and creating it in this directory. So there you go. That's pretty much set up. Now I'm going to go to the terminal. In the terminal, I'm going to use this command line to set my default DevHub. You can also do this sort of thing using the SFDX commands like authorize an org in VS Code. I like to use the terminal, just a matter of preference. So I'm going to do that, and what's going to happen is I'm going to get a window to log in to my DevHub org, which we set up before. And once that's done, you can see it says I've successfully authorized that organization. So now getting into the project a little bit, let's look and see at some of the configuration packages that have been created here. So first is the SFDX project. That's .json. That's a blueprint for our project. You can see there's not much here right now. It's just got the name, and it's saying force-app is the default path to the package directories. The other configuration file in here is called project scratch.def, project scratch.def.json, and this is the JSON which describes the default features for Scratch orgs that are going to be created in for building your packages. So anyway, now what we're going to do is build the managed 2GP, and this is going to have a single custom object in it. Just for demonstration purposes, we're going to create a Scratch org for that, create the custom object, and pull that metadata into our project here that we've created in VS Code. So to do that, we have another command line. So, and these CLI commands are all in the companion blog post. So we can use this, or we could also have done, we can create a Scratch org using SFDX. Create a default Scratch org. So we're not going to do that. We're going to use the command line. So let's do that, and you'll see it's going to take a minute. Okay, and once that's done, we're going to open the Scratch org using, again, another command line. Pull this in. So this is a brand new Scratch org, and we're going to create a custom object in here to include in our package. And I'm just going to call that test2GP. And save that. Now I'm going to add a couple of fields. So the first one will be a text field. And that's going to be description. Here we're going to have the where we define the field level security. So this stuff is going to get pulled into the project as well, because it's going to update profiles, and we really only want this for testing purposes here to be visible to the system administrator. Obviously, when you're doing your actual package development deployment, you'll probably want additional profiles and things for the objects, and you can configure them, but this, to make it simple, that's what we're doing. And save that, and then we're going to create one more field, which will be an email. and I'm going to call this lead dev email. And that's the lead developer on the packages email. Again, I'm going to just restrict this to the system administrator and save it. Okay, so now we've created this custom object with 2 custom fields. And the next step is we're going to pull this into our SFDX project. So how do we do that? We're going to use another command line instruction, and you can see in the lower left here where the default org right now is the Scratch org. So we say project retrieve start. It's going to pull in the metadata from the Scratch org. And so when that finishes, you can see here what's been pulled in. So the custom fields, the layout, and the admin profile that's changed. And so we can go and look and see where that stuff shows up. Under Force app directory in the objects, you can see here's the metadata for our custom object, and here's the metadata for our custom fields. And you can also see that Salesforce created a layout for the custom object. That's here as well. And then the profiles were also updated. So you'll see in the admin profile, there are the changes here. So now we have the metadata in our project, and the next step is to create the actual package, and then we'll look at how to install it. So to create the 2G package, we are going to edit the SFDX project file and add our namespace here, which is SyncKarma 102. Just put that in there. And then we can use another CLI command to create the package. So part of the reason I like to use the CLI commands is that that's how you're going to automate this in a CI/CD pipeline is with the CLI. So it's good to get familiar with these with the commands. So anyway, we're going to create a package and name SyncKarma 102.2. And it's a managed package, and we've got our dev hub defined here. Now I see a typo. Let me fix that. So SyncKarma 102. All right, now let's let that go. Okay, and you'll see a package ID was created. You can also look and you'll see the project file was updated as well automatically with that package ID. So now the next step is we are going to create a version, because the package can't be installed yet. It'll need a version, and you'll see this was added as well, the version number. Next means that it will automatically be assigned, based on the major, minor, and then release. So let's see, for creating The version, we'll use another command line, and we need to put the correct package number in here that we just created. So I pasted that from somewhere else. So I'm going to take the package number, put that in here, and so the package version creation happens in the background, and you'll see that they gave us this command to query for the status. So we can run that and see what the status is. And you can see it says the request is in progress. So we'll just have to wait a bit until that is done. And in the meantime, we can create another Scratch org that we will use for testing the installation. So we're going to call that Scratch 02, and there's the command line. So that's done, and then I'm just going to open it. So while we're waiting, this is the target Scratch org, and just going to see in here there is no custom object named test2gp. So we'll come back to this after we've installed the package. Let's check again to see if it's done. Okay, we can see the package has been created, and here is the subscriber package version ID. That's what we use to install the package, and we've also got an installation URL which we can use here if we want to use a browser to install the package. So now we again use the command line to install the package, and we need to update this with the subscriber package ID. Which always starts with 04T, by the way. Well, at least at the moment. We give it the password that we used when we created the package, and we're installing it in Scratch 02. And again, this runs a bit in the background. It gives us a command line that we can use to check the status. It says it's still in progress. So we'll just wait a bit. So now it says it has successfully installed the package. So let's go take a look at our Scratch org. Pull this over. Okay, so let's see if we have test object in here. Test2gp. There it is. That's the object. And beyond that, we can look at the installed packages in setup. And there you go. The package has been installed. So that's it. As I said at the beginning, all the details for this process are explained in the companion blog post, which you can find at the link below in the description. And I hope this was helpful.